How y'all doing today? So we got our one drop, our three drop, and our full black setup that we about to be getting to it. Most likely we gonna start out with our 14. Well, this our 15 curve mag. Some shades around the flower, but come back with some harder kind of make sure it's structured out. You don't want it too soft on dark skin because it kind of look faded. That's why we gonna go with some hard lines. That's one thing I tell y'all about dark skin. You might well just go with your lines, be on the safe side. Even if you're using a mag, make sure you kind of shading it like as if it's a line because the long run is gonna kind of fade out. Gonna start with the 7 volts at with the 15 curve mag. 7 volts, the black on the needle. We're gonna give it a little give to the machine, but not much. We starting out with pure black with the 15 curve mag. You're gonna start straight at the bottom. That's also another option. And if I don't want to go in with the liner, I can go in with my 7 curve mag to kind of bolden that up, that line down there. And it look like we're gonna be running 7 volts the whole tattoo because it look like it's working well with the skin. I normally start out slower and then build up, depends on how much the skin could take. But yeah, y'all, we about to be getting out our 7 curve mag because I see I'm gonna have to definitely get a little tighter around the bud of the flower. But I'm gonna start off with the 15 curve for now. And I ain't tell y'all, I was supposed to order the 15 curve mag because I mainly use the 15 curve mag bug pen. They got a hole right there. But when the order came in, I finally noticed that it was a flat mag. So I just been using this box of flat mags for now. And it's been working, you know, you just learn different ways you gotta angle your own flat mags so they don't really like try to cut the skin, things like that. That's why I rinse it out and then get the light tone. You don't want to just dip it straight into your light tone because that black, you never know what's left in the needle and it definitely will darken up your light tones. So definitely be patient, make sure you rinse out before you go into the other tone, unless you're intentionally trying to mix a tone. Then yeah, that'll be cool. But never go from black to your light tone. That's gonna make your tone dark. It ain't gonna be light no more. That's what your rinse cup for. I wouldn't say it take a lot of knowledge because it's really as simple. If you draw and you already drawing realism, it probably not gonna take a lot of knowledge. But if you're not, yeah, it's gonna take knowledge on like what a shade, how to smooth your shades from like light to dark, things like that. Well, than that, it's not really too much you have to learn. You just have to learn to draw what you see. That's what I basically do. Like look at some trash can, whatever, and draw what you see. Know how you soften your shades, tone it out, show that gradient from light to dark, and you'll be good. And right now, that's what you want on dark skin, though, on like that contrast, like how this when we bold outline and dark behind it, but the inside gonna be real light to show that separation. But I'm also gonna put a darker medium tone shadow to show that separation in that petal right there. Cause you know, like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I know I stopped drawing for like 2 years. Felt like when I first was getting into drawing, it felt like when I started back, I would start from scratch. So that's why I say stay consistent. Certain things is not like that, like riding a bike. You ain't gotta start from scratch. But like art, you could have progressed so much over the 2 years, but yeah, you feel like you'll start back like from square one because you know where you left off at. And it looked better, but it don't look as good now because you like rusty. And one thing we gonna aim for y'all with this tattoo is like some real sharp shading, like to really give it that pop. So I'm gonna try to sharpen up a lot of these shades to get them skin breaks real sharp and popping out. And see how you say you draw like with the shapes? You can look at your shade in the same way. Like look at shapes versus trying to actually get the design perfect. If you're looking at the shapes, the design gonna come together.
Thanks for joining the live. Your follow will be.
And that's basically how you gotta look at your skin breaks as well as shapes. Try to sharpen them up and get them to pop out. Like those highlights, basically what's gonna create that petal right there. If you can see that, those highlights gonna create that petal. Those shadows just gonna give it a little contrast, a little depth. Since we have that shading, well, you probably can't really see it, but yeah, got a little shading right there. We about to go around it with the black. That's why we got a leaf right there. We're gonna put another leaf right there. Gotta see I'm going up like a little too high. Try to keep it like going across, so I'm about to start back going out here and make it up. And sometimes if I want like a medium tone, I don't always just go straight to the medium. I'll brush my black right up against it, just a little bit. I ain't about to like pack it into where it's solid black, because you can also do that too. Like 5 squares, but you're gonna leave the first square like nothing, no shading in there, but you're gonna start out with the next one light, then a little darker, all the way up to black. So when you like really done, it should like fade gradually into that black, that white to black. That's how you study your gray tones. And I say start out with 5 squares because like as a beginner, the 7 squares probably gonna be too much. But you can always go to 7 to 8 to try to get in them in between tones. With the 5 squares, not too much in between.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, y'all. We're going back with our own 7 curve mag, tight outlines, mainly closer to like what the shadows at, close in that inside. The outside we want to kind of soften out. Inside we definitely want more harder. That's why we're coming in with that tighter mag, 7 curve mag. Make sure that's gonna stick. Because sometimes with bigger needles, you'll have that real soft shade that ain't gonna be like hard pop out. You want that bud to definitely pop out. Soften out as it come out to the outside. Like I say, sometimes like you don't really need a liner. You could use a shade, a tighter shade to capture that same effect. All right, we're about to get on to the bud in the middle, so I'm gonna go with my light tone and we're gonna build this up. And this with the 7 curve mag. Slowly kind of try to first section on up, you know. You won't be like kind of strategic when you put in that because you don't want your whole thing to be dark. When we put our light tone in, we're gonna kind of come back put our medium tone, no hard tone. This upper right here, where the actual little sprout metaphor start at. The bottom part is like where I guess start, but it start like blooming from the inside. So that separation. This is like our lightest part of that bud. This you're gonna see like more darker shades. Because they got all kind of curves and textures in that part of the bud. So same thing. Go with the medium tone now. We're gonna clearly separate that lightest part. Right there. But there you're gonna notice that's gonna be the lightest part right there. You're gonna come up on still more shaft at the bottom. Go ahead and just completely light. Now I'm about to dip into the rinse cup. Go back to our lightest tone. Now I know about the curves and them textures on these petals, they got the curves in it. So you definitely want to show that it'll texture up and down. And by having curves, showing that it's a dimensional object, so it sits out. So you're gonna make sure you have dark shadows underneath that. Show that it's popping out. Like I said, we starting out with our light, so we mapping it out. We're gonna put our darker tone at. But you ain't going straight in black, because once you go straight in black, you can't go back. Ain't no coming back from the black, you know, that's why you build up your tone. So we don't know for sure right now what we want black and what we don't. If it was a shadow, we know for sure that we want that black, so we go straight in.
Thanks for joining the live. Your follow will be appreciated.
We're gonna leave that top completely empty and we're gonna start coming back down with our medium tone. Adding our shadows. For the bottom of this bud will be like darker than that top. Top will be the lightest part where that light hitting that. Now mind you, everybody ain't comfortable with the 7 curve mag, so if you need to go down to a liner, yeah, go down to a liner. I know in the beginning I wasn't comfortable doing this kind of shade with some mag. I definitely will go down to my liner. Everybody's different. If you gotta learn to angle your mags to get those sharper lines. So until you're comfortable with that, pull out your 7 round line, whatever you got to do. And the reason we getting the 15 curve mag out because it's a bigger area. Let's make sure we rinse out because we don't know the last tone we use for that 15 curve. We're gonna use our light tone. In a bigger area so we can just give a good, soft shade, pull out. For that 7 curve mag, we're gonna be in a small area trying to fill up this space. And that's an easy way you could get like choppy shade. You really don't know what you're doing, yeah, the bigger mag definitely gonna help you out. All right, y'all. We about to switch back over to our own 7 curve mag. I'm about to go across that the street sign, but just across the top of the magnolia. Where it's not really hard, but it's still gonna be soft. That's why I'm using 7 curves where it's gonna be solid and not too soft where it's stand out under the street sign. We don't want it dark to interfere with our letters, our words on the street sign. You gotta think about all that. And really try to watch where you put straight black at. When y'all medium tone, so it's gonna stand out, but our street sign gonna be a light tone. So anything beyond this is gonna be light tone. All right, y'all, we whipping out the 7-round liner for the street sign name. So, yep. And you know what's crazy? Normally I don't line with this machine, but I guess since we ain't got too much line, I'll go ahead and line with this machine. Just knowing my soft shader. But it definitely can do lines as well. I just like having my dedicated line. If I was like really doing like a strip down the back, I would use my other liner to knock it out a lot quicker. All right, y'all. So now we about to just hit a little shade in the sign out with our lightest tone. We don't want it to interfere with our name on the sign. Give it a little shadow effect. Nothing major. Just something to give it a little dimension. Where it ain't just flat. But we do still want it to be seen, Want it to be seen. So what we about to start doing now?
Looking at audio on mic.
But yeah, like I was saying, I'm about to take my black, I'm about to try the pillows of the water tower. Go over to the side. That's one of the main pillows of the water tower. The water tower gonna be like the pillar's gonna be kind of negative shape. We gonna shade around them, so it stand out. The water tower gonna be kind of the brightest thing out of the whole tat, Want that to stand out. Alright, we about to go in there with our lightest tone, 15. Brush up, add a little shadow at the bottom of the water tower. Let's work on that sign up there, and the smaller poles that's going across the tower. You're gonna do those black. This way it stand on top of the water tower. Like that's in more the foreground, water tower in the background behind the poles. Alright, start hitting some of the smoke on the side. We're not gonna go too far just yet, cause we still gotta put our back on. We're gonna go ahead and hit a little bit of it. Keep everything closer to the existing tattoo right now until we actually move around back. We got the word down. Going over anything that we got to touch up. Anything like on this H, we got piece and still see it in a solid black. We run the machine a little faster when we go to outline and stuff. Where's the shade? Slow it down, slow it down. Always look back over it. Come on, man, that excellent. Alright, y'all. I'm about to get a piece open out to me. Another corner. Damn.